If you ask an adult what they think of their family, they might say something like, we're perfectly imperfect, or something cheesy like that. In other words, we have our issues, we've got our lumps, but I love them all. That's a charitable way of putting it. What about a teenager? You ask a teenager, some might say, well, my family's just weird. We're just plain weird. We're not perfectly imperfect, we're just imperfect, period. So, whether your family is perfectly imperfect or just plain weird, just know that the Holy Family was, I'm not going to use the word weird, but different in a way. Not the people, okay? I want to make that very clear. So Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, models of holiness. I'm not talking about the people, but their family situation was definitely one that perhaps many people outside of their family would consider strange and weird. So imagine yourself as Mary, for example. Try explaining to your friends and your other family members that you're expecting a child, but you're not yet married, but there was no infidelity, and the child you're expecting is God. I would think that would put some distance between you and your friends. So talk about feeling socially isolated. Mary likely felt the same way as well, not because of a virus, but because of her unique family situation. And Mary knew that. She knew that when she gave her yes to God, she knew very well that there would likely be negative consequences in her life, and social isolation or social ostracization would likely be one of those consequences. Or think of St. Joseph. He probably had just as tough a time explaining the situation to his friends. You know, there's no recorded words of St. Joseph in the Bible. Part of the reason might be, I think, because he might have thought, well, my family situation is just too hard to explain. I can't put words to this. It's just too weird. As Christians, you might have people in your life that think you are weird, that you're strange. That's fine. It's par for the course. Following Jesus was never supposed to be an in thing in the first place. Or maybe you come from a family that leaves a lot to be desired. Just know that God's got a plan for all of it, and He can use whatever situation you come from or whatever situation you're in right now to do some great things. Remember, even in Jesus' own family tree, okay, so not the Holy Family, but the family tree, He's got some pretty interesting characters, like cheaters and liars and prostitutes and murderers. So, on this Feast of the Holy Family, we ask the members of the Holy Family to first help us persevere through these very strange and difficult times, but also for the strength to be witnesses for Christ in the world, a world that so desperately needs the examples of families who are imperfect, yet striving to live out their lives as disciples.